welcome back to Make It Monday. My name is Leslie and I'm the Reading Safari and Stream Coordinator for Monterey County Free Libraries. Today I'm very excited about our topic because we're going to be exploring plants. Ooh, I love this time of year. Everything is growing so beautifully and I wanted to talk about that for a little bit. So here in Monterey County, we watch crops grow year round. All kinds of food grows here, and then our field workers and our farmers make sure that it gets distributed all over the country so that people have food to eat. But do you know what makes those plants grow? It's usually two things: sunlight and water. And then of course you need seeds and soil. So you plant the seeds in the soil. You make sure that there's enough sunlight and water, and then you'll start to see a little bit of green poking out after a week or two. I think that's pretty cool. The cool thing about growing plants is that you don't need a big backyard to do it. You can do it in a container. You can grow in little pots in your house. You can keep them in your window. Or you can use any other kind of container, maybe like a pan or something, if you wanted to, grow a bunch of different types of different plants in one thing. You could do that. And even here I have something. This is a garden in a bag. And you see the green down there? Do you see it? See it poking out of the soil? So yeah, you can grow a garden anywhere, and that is super cool. So flowers grow the same way as plants that give us food. You need sunlight and water, and then before you know it, you'll see this beautiful pop of green. And then shortly after that, maybe a few days or a week, you'll start to see another pop of color, which is the petals. And then before you know it, you'll have just beautiful, beautiful flowers everywhere. And that is my absolute favorite part of spring. So with that in mind, today I wanted to make pipe cleaner flowers. I'm going to show you the example I have here. These are very cute, very fun to make, and they're very simple. Here are the materials you'll need to get started. You will, of course, need some pipe cleaners. Mine are extremely short. They're all cut in quarters. They're usually a lot longer than that. You can use long ones if you want. You will need a paper plate. This is probably optional. I'm going to use one. You really don't have to, but you could also use a piece of paper. You will need some glue, and you might need some scissors just in case to cut your pipe cleaners. So everyone, grab your materials and let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is pick our pipe cleaner colors. I think I'm going to make a flower with purple petals. So I've got 5 little pipe cleaners here. And then I am going to make, I think, a yellow center. And then of course the stem, and I'll use these other ones to make some leaves. You can do whatever color you want. You could even do multiple colors. So the way we're going to start this is you're going to start curling up your pipe cleaner like a snail. Imagine a snail shell and how it has a swirl. We're going to do that with these pipe cleaner pieces, okay? So see how I did that? I'm going to do that for all of my pieces. And I chose to have 5 pieces, and so I'm going to have 5 petals, but you can do 6 or even more than that if you want to. I'm just doing 5. I've got my petals all made here. And remember, if you're using whole pipe cleaners, remember, I'm just using partial pieces of pipe cleaners. Yours are going to be a lot bigger, and that's okay. I didn't have any whole pipe cleaners on hand, so I'm just using the pieces. So that's why my petals are really small. You can do it any way you like, okay? There's my petals. I'm just going to put them there on my plate, and now I'm going to make the center of the flower. And I'm going to do that by wrapping it around my finger. Maybe you want to use your pinky if your pinky's, because your pinky's a little smaller than your index finger. And then you can make you can kind of make it a little bit smaller like that using your fingers. This is a really good fine motor skill to see what you can do with these pipe cleaners. So anyway, we've got that. I've got my little center here. You see how it's got kind of some depth and dimension there. So the next thing I'm going to do is put a generous amount of glue on the plate. Okay, you don't want to cover the whole plate with glue, but you want to put a good amount. Do you see how much I have there? It's a pretty good amount. You can probably actually use a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to arrange these flower petals around the glue, okay? Like this. Kind of sticking them on the edge of the glue. So it'll be enough to hold it so they don't fall off. But then there's enough in the middle for this center part. And you can also add more if you like, which I'm going to do right now. There. And when you stick it on there, your petals might move a little bit. That's okay. That is perfectly fine. You will figure it out. You'll be able to arrange it the way you want. See, I have mine like that. Next, we're going to add the stem. The stem is the green part of the plant that supports like the head with all the petals, okay? So I am going to use my green pipe cleaner. I'm going to fold it in half because I'm going to want my stem to be just a little shorter. I don't want it to be that long, okay? I'll fold it in half, give it a nice good stem. And then I'm going to take this green pipe cleaner and I'm going to cut it into smaller pieces because I am going to make some little leaves. And again, you don't have to cut it if you don't want to. You can just bend it. I am cutting because why not? Anything goes, right? You put that on there and then you can add another one to make a leaf. Okay, so there's one of my leaves. And then if you have, you know, pieces left over, you could add some grass here. I don't have any more green left over, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. But if you had extra pipe cleaners and you wanted to make some grass, you could. You don't even have to stop with one flower. You could make more than one. You could make a whole garden if you want to, and you could do it on a much bigger paper plate. It's kind of up to you. Okay, friends, here's our finished product. You see this cute little flower? I think this would make an awesome present for your mom, your dad, your grandma, your aunt or uncle, your friend, anybody. I would be thrilled to get this as a gift because it's just so cute. You could write a message right here. You could say, and you could put happy spring or whatever you want to do, or you could just keep it for yourself, hang it on your wall. Anything goes, remember? Anything goes. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's Make It Monday. Make sure you tune in on Wednesday for Allison's story time because she is going to be reading about growing plants as well. Tune in for that and have a great week. Stay curious, keep making things, and I'll see you next time. Bye.